Jeg er på nå, jeg. Startet akkurat. All right. Hey guys, and I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy I'm here. There's been a few challenges that we are overcoming, I guess. And there, Chris popped up.
Hello.
Hey, Chris.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Are we started or the live?
Yeah, it started. We're waiting for Jamie, and getting into. I I was sweating here for a couple hours. You know what I mean?
Hours. Why?
Just because they're making sure to have Wi-Fi, because the Wi-Fi at Jeannie's place is kind of unstable, and making sure all the information is in place and that everyone's in sync, and it's a deadline, so I get stressed sometimes.
Yeah, of course.
It's really.
Can I just ask, have we started the thing? Yeah.
Yeah. People are listening in, and
Check out
Jamie
the
is.
chat and stuff.
Yeah, let's see. There's Louis, Terry, Graham, Lisa, Leona, Martin, Helene, Jan, Matsi, Marita, Thomas Gavel, Mikhail, Pia, Are, Andy, Tonka. There's tons of cool people. Oh my god. So good to see you guys here.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
good to
Okay.
see you guys here. I can't believe stoked as I am. I know Jamie now is in a coffee place just like me. He had some challenges with his Wi-Fi, which is part of why was stressed about this, but he should get online
Yeah.
any minute now.
So Morten,
Yeah.
tell me about yesterday. What happened? What did you do?
Yesterday was quite the day.
Yeah. Party, right?
Yeah. Say again?
No. I just heard you had a lot of fun yesterday. I was talking to Tess.
Yeah. We had this kind of like a party. I had a lot of insights about creation and life, and I could I could kind of I realized again and again that that this silence behind all the noise, this calm tune, this vibe, this thing that we're pointing towards is always waiting for us to realize that we are actually creating this moment to moment. And then I just was in that a lot, which gave me tons of visual insights.
Visual insights. What do you mean, like this?
Like I had some kind of visuals, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm getting some. Hi from Norway, greetings from Norway, hello from Germany, Spain, England, Scotland, Costa Rica. This is crazy, guys. Sweden. Morten has me a link to the control panel, not the webinar. Okay, I'm gonna make sure he gets the right link. I thought I sent the right one. It says sent. Can you tell him he's getting 2 links, not just one? I'll send it again.
Sorry? Ah.
I just, yeah. Yeah. So, well, yeah, I can talk a little bit more about it. Like, realizing that, we're flying through space. That sentence is, it could mean anything, but like, we literally are flying and creating this this universe moment to moment, and it goes like these moments go so fast that we're not able, on on a day-to-day basis to kind of like grasp that. So it's a fleeting moment of us flying and creating, and this experience that we're having,
Yeah.
And one thing is hearing it, and one thing is kind of understanding it or whatnot. But to me, understanding is almost like not equivalent, but like it's synonym, like another word for seeing. Also synonym for seeing. Like when I see something, to me, I know that's true. Like I can see it right in front of my face. There's no like bullshit. There's just like I see it.
Yeah.
It's like, and it, yeah.
See how it is, kind of. How it's
All right, so Terry's saying my sound has completely gone. Does anybody else have this problem? Yeah.
How can I? Do you know how I can get into the chat room so I can see the chats that's going on and all that stuff?
Yeah, I should have sent both you and Jamie both the.
Yeah, but it should be on the right side. But sometimes I can see it and sometimes not. Because I don't have a group chat.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as the. It's not doing anything. Okay.
There is.
Is he? There he is. Oh my god.
You were like, yeah.
I can't hear you guys.
Hi, Jamie. How are you?
Hello, man. Good to see you.
We got from Finland to New York to Spain to Finland to Sweden to Germany to Costa Rica to Zagreb to.
Okay. Can you give me a signal if you can hear me like that?
Oh, wow. Something wrong with your connection, Jamie. I'm not sure it is, but. Can you hear Jamie, Morten?
I can hear both of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were just talking about I've been yeah, nervous and scared about this webinar not gonna work out, and that being but also kind of like while that happening, realizing again the trust that is ever present.
Yeah.
Jamie.
I think Jamie needs to find a different restaurant.
Well, Jamie had some challenges with the Wi-Fi. He's on it for sure. Like
Yeah.
he's doing what he can. So
Yeah.
yeah,
True. That's true.
yeah. So let's just so just to make it clear for everyone, and this we're pointing to this source of life, I guess.
Source of everything.
Yeah, and yeah, and like it can seem fleeting to. It might seem fleeting, and it might seem that we're just sitting here and you know not having a very like how do I explain this? It might seem that the words are not necessarily understandable, and you might not, get to the point, and I might not get to the point sometimes, and Chris and Jamie and whatnot.
I'm actually waiting for us to get started. You know what I mean? Like, usually
Yeah.
when else, like either we like just get it right in the first minute, or it like takes some time before it like catch on to something that can become something. You know, like you need to have like some kind of inspiration, some kind of thought to like start it off with.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we can go back to the flying part, I guess.
yeah.
Well, yeah. So going back to see, like, for me, seeing, it's a synonym. And what I mean by that is that we tend to see the world as an outside in organism, or whatever I want to call it, like that we are being, that we can feel the outside. And this realization that we had on Jamie's workshop 2013 was that these feelings I'm having, my emotions, my sensations, everything that I perceive.
There we go. I'm feeling hopeful.
I'm feeling hopeful too.
Can you guys make a signal if you can hear me at all?
Right now I can hear you.
Great. I can't hear you guys at all.
Yeah. I think if you talk slow, it's fine. If you talk very slow.
I can make out that your lips are moving, Chris. Okay, the app didn't work because there appears to be something wrong with it. Let's try the app again, Martin.
All right. Try the app again.
Well, if you guys can hear me, can they hear me on the webinar?
I guess so, yeah.
I can just talk and do my thing if you like, and you can hold up. hold a piece of paper and things like that to let me know how I'm doing. That's an option.
Yeah. Yeah, Jamie sounds like Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, you sent me didn't work. It's just that app hasn't worked. So I don't know whether to jump back and try again. I'll do that. Just back, see you in a bit.
I can hear your sentences, Mo. But it's a bit robotic. Yeah.
You know, the name of yesterday's webinar was called Technical Problems.
Really?
Oh my God, it's every time.
Yeah, we definitely have some improvements right there. So sorry for the inconvenience, guys. Trying to change the world. That was like a picture on the internet, I remember.
Okay,
Alright.
third time lucky. Use app. I've got 50 this time. No, it's not communicating properly with Google. Okay, it says again in case it's a temporary problem. Do you want to send that app again?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this.
Do me a favor, just jump on Facebook and communicate with me there.
Yeah, I'm just. Yeah, Chris, can you? How about you?
Hear something?
Yeah.
I can, but I'm not sure what. Well, the good thing though is that we all just, I don't know.
So I'm talking to Jamie here, and if we're not able to fix this technical problem at this moment, me and Chris is gonna do our best to point you in this direction. And Jamie,
What if we start? Is it a connection or something?
can the attendees? Can you guys hear Jamie when he talks? He is asking. I already. From what I've understood, the attendees can hear Jamie, but in a very robotic, Stephen Hawkins.
Do you think it's the connection or something else? We could just start, and he could find another place with better connection, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. It seems to be the connection, but he's also talking about that the app that we sent him didn't work because he can't hear us, which has never happened before. So this is.
Right. This is happening. Well, we can't
I
talk.
just changed to a different internet connection. Can you hear me any better?
Yes.
Much better.
Am I any less of a robot now?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah.
Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me at all.
Perfect.
Great. Is my voice? Give me a thumbs up if I sound better than a robot. Oh, great. Well, I can't hear you guys at all. I don't know if if Webinar Jam is picking it up or whatever. But shall I just roll and you guys can hold up pieces of paper with questions or whatever, or the folks who are with us can, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let me go. Well, first of all, I want to say apologies to everyone, and thank you so much for your patience as we've been getting this on off the ground. This has been an object lesson in clarity in terms of not losing our cool. I'm looking at Morton breathing a sigh of relief, and what I can tell you is that this is the thing. I remember I used to have the idea way back when I first got involved in personal development and that sort of thing, that if I could just get everything going right and make sure that, you know, got control over everything that happened and there were no mistakes and nothing went wrong and nothing like that, then I could be happy. And what I learned is that life isn't like that. Life is messy. Life has its ups and downs, and we can all do things to make sure things go as smoothly as possible, but the fact is, you know, sometimes stuff goes ways we don't want it to go. And in a way, I remember I was with one of my mentors once, and I've been very fortunate in my life to have some really, really great mentors, people who just really were at the top of their game and were able to make a difference in my life. These are people who I met along the way or went on courses or whatever. And I was going down the road. We're driving along. I was driving. He was sitting in the passenger seat. And I was saying, you know, we were talking about principles behind clarity, and I was saying, yeah, you know what? I just wish I could get it so that I never lose sight of this, so that I always remember that it's thought in the moment, that I never get tricked by my perception, that I never get caught up in my thinking or anything like that. And my mentor goes, no, you don't. You don't want that. I'm like, yeah, I do. I totally want that. That would be perfect. I'd just be like flowing through life. It'd all be amazing. I'd love it. And he said, no, you don't want that. Think about it. He said, we were driving down the road. He goes, what do you think would be more useful? Option A, to never, ever, ever get out of your lane. Always stay in the same lane, always be in the same lane forever. Or would it be more useful to notice when you're drifting out of your lane and be able to come back into the right lane and to change lanes when you need to? I was like, oh yeah, the second one. That would be more useful. So that was, I know it seems like a trivial example, but what I can tell you is that over the years since learning that, I've found that it's been incredibly, incredibly useful to know when I'm drifting out of my lane and to be able to find my way back to the right lane, to be able to notice when I get caught up in my thinking, when I get tricked by the outside-in illusion, and to be able to find my way back to clarity, to be able to find my way back to the present, to be able to find your way back to who you really are. And this is really where I wanted to start tonight, because, see, it turns out that, and we may not, most people haven't been told this, but we're actually born, just like you've got a physical immune system that has the job of restoring you to full health. That's its job, and it's kind of your default setting is health. And so even things like if you catch a cold or something like that, that's your body trying to restore you to full health. And that's an expression of your immune system. Well, it turns out that same intelligence that's present in your immune system is also present in your psychology, because the fact is, and actually there are just two things that I'd love you to take away from this masterclass tonight. And the first is, you're designed for success. You're designed to thrive. You're designed. You may not use the word design. You might use the word you've evolved, or you've been built, or you've adapted over. Because we come from this long line of evolution, this long line of people who, literally the generations stretch back hundreds of thousands of years on this planet. Well, you've evolved for this planet. You've evolved to thrive and succeed on this amazing planet. This is the place we're built for. This is the place we're designed for. We're not necessarily designed to thrive on the moon or on Venus or on Jupiter, where I understand the atmosphere is not great. But we have evolved to thrive on this planet. This is the planet we're built for. This is the planet that our bodies are built for. And this is the planet our minds are built for. This is literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years of evolution have evolved us to survive and to thrive on this planet Earth, and to thrive and survive in the kind of social networks that we live in, the organizations of friends and societies and that sort of thing. We've evolved for it. And I got to tell you, no one had ever said to me, growing up, no one had ever said to me, your blueprint is success. Your blueprint is thriving. Your default settings are clarity and well-being. Your default settings are purity and resilience. No one had ever said that to me. So I just didn't know that, and I didn't. If someone had said that to me, I don't know if I would have believed them. And yet, back in, it was 2009, I had some insights. So my first insight that I had, and what you need to understand is I'd spent the previous 10 years being an NLP trainer, starting an NLP training company, being around many of the big names and working with thousands of people and coaching people and training people. I'd been doing it for over a decade, and oh no, not over a decade. I'd been studying it for over a decade, but I'd been doing it for professionally, just coming up to a decade in 2009. And I had a big insight. And the first big insight I had was I realized that everything that I'd been looking for outside of myself. So just to backtrack a second, I'd been on a journey. I'd been on a journey looking for wealth, and looking for romance, and looking for adventure, and looking for health and fitness, and looking for significance and accomplishment. Behind those things was I was looking for the being that gave me. So in money, I was looking for security and freedom. In accomplishments, I was looking for a sense of significance and validity. In relationships, I was looking for, I don't know, fulfillment. I think I was actually looking for peace in relationships, which is kind of a joke, but because I love relationships, but they're not always the most peaceful places on the planet. But whatever, I was looking outside of myself. I was looking to other people and to work and to money and to experiences to give me something that, and the insight was this: I suddenly realized you've been looking outside yourself for something that can only be found on the inside. You suddenly realized that. Now, I'd heard this in all kinds of ways, and you've probably heard this as well, that, it's an inside job, or, it's what's inside that counts, or what did Jesus say? The kingdom of heaven is within. So, spiritual gurus and meditators and folks say, you need to look within. So I'd heard this a ton of different ways, but I'd always thought of it in terms of, I need to look within so I can get better at getting the stuff outside myself. And it was almost like I'm pausing for a moment just to find the right words. It was almost like people said, you know, you're just looking outside yourself to try and get a feeling. And it was kind of like, yeah, I know that intellectually. Reality is, I kept looking. Like someone said, well, you know, you're not going to find peace in a relationship. That's not where you find it. I'm like, well, I know that intellectually, but I'm going to keep looking. Oh, you know, you're not going to find security in money. Like I'd worked with millionaires, multimillionaires, who were deeply insecure and totally freaked out about their financial situation and about their stocks and shares and that sort of thing. So I knew intellectually that can't give you security, but I still kept doing it. Why? Because my deeper belief, my deeper understanding of how life works was that it came from outside. So that's what I kept doing, and that's what I see everyone doing. So that first insight that I had was everything you've been looking for outside of yourself, it can be found inside you. So that was huge for me. It's really had a big impact on me. This is one of the when I'm doing workshops with people. Well, I know some of the people watching are signed up for the workshop we're doing in a few weeks. One of the things you'll often find is that they'll be hearing things that they've heard before. So, you know, you'll be sitting there and I'll be like, yeah, you're looking outside for yourself for something you'll only find within. But here's what you'll find. You'll be sitting there listening to it, and you'll fall into a nicer feeling. You fall into a sense of connection with me, with the other people in the room, with who you really are, with life. And when you fall into that deeper sense of connection, that's a space where you can be what I call insight prone, where it's a space where insights can happen, where insights can find you. And so that's what happens. You'll be sitting there, and suddenly, it's like I remember the second insight that I had. So the first one was, oh, everything you've been looking for outside yourself is going to be found inside of you. So that was like, oh, wow, holy shit, okay, that's different. It didn't exactly stop me looking outside myself right away, but it did have me go, there's something else going on here. There's something else going on here. There's something else knocking at the door, trying to get into my consciousness. And so I really saw that, and it changed something for me. So then the second insight I had, I was sitting talking to a group of friends about this stuff, and this is just a few months after I'd started exploring it. And I was talking to some friends, and we were listening to a recording. And I kind of drift behind this. The reason I mention this is when you're sitting in the workshop, you may suddenly find yourself not drifting off like going to sleep, but just kind of going into a more relaxed state. You might think of it as like a light trance state, or just a daydreaming kind of state. So I was there with my friends recording and just kind of daydreaming. All of a sudden, I'm like, I suddenly knew you can even see or hear or smell or taste or feel means that you have that source of peace and security and well-being and mental health right there inside of you. Like I suddenly knew it like I know my name, like you know your name. Like think of something like your name that you just know that it's true. You just know it's true. Well, I suddenly went from not knowing this. I mean, I'd had it for years, so I knew the idea, you know, people have all the resources they need, and that was a good theory and a good way of working with people. But suddenly it's like, oh, I know that if you can see or hear or feel or smell or taste, that means you have clarity and well-being and security and peace of mind and mental health right there within me, right there within you. And this was incredible because suddenly, in an instant, it changed how I relate to my clients. So if you're sitting in front of this, if you can hear my voice, that means that you have innate well-being, that you have innate security, that you have innate mental health. And by innate, I mean It's there right from the get-go. You were born with it. You don't need to learn it or figure it out or anything like that. It's already there. You think, well, if that's true, how come I need to be on this call? Because if it's already there, well, it's already there. But sometimes stuff gets in the way of it. So just like if you take a slow, you know, you get up, well, that clear liquid is all there. So get in the way of being able to see the clarity of the snow globe. So this is your innate well-being, your innate security, your innate wisdom, your innate resilience, your innate mental health is like the clear liquid in the snow globe. It's there all the time. It's always there. It never leaves. It never goes anywhere. It's always there. And sometimes the snow globe gets shook up, and then all you see is the snow. You see the snow of your insecure outside-in thinking. And it looks real. It looks real for everyone. It looked real for me before we could figure out the tech on this. And I could feel my shoulders going up a bit and that sort of thing. And it was it's letting me know about thought in the moment. It's not letting me know about the tech or how I'm keeping everyone waiting or anything like that. It's letting me know about thought in the moment. And it's so good to know that because, I mean, if I think of it, I've done hundreds of webinars over the years, and every once in a while we get some technical difficulties. But if I wake up to where my experience is coming, then you fall out of your thinking and back into the moment. So that was the second thing I realized. The second aha. Now I say my second big realization. It's not like, here's the thing. I remember when Knut and Morten were at the workshop I did out in Oslo. I guess this was not last summer, but the summer before. They heard me saying this stuff, you know, that I'm saying to you. You know, you're living in the feeling of thought in the moment, and you're not feeling what you're thinking about. You're feeling thought in the moment, and all these things, you know, you've got innate well-being. They heard me say this stuff, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, maybe afternoon on the first day, suddenly they both, I think it was simultaneously, they look at each other like, oh, we're feeling our thinking, and it's like they saw it. No, it's not getting it intellectually. You suddenly see it for yourself. Now here's the thing. The reason, and so my insights weren't like, oh, my whole life changed instantly overnight. Mine were the little works. I saw something, but here's what I want you to know. If you're in a nice feeling at all on this call, or if something's striking a chord with you, or if you're seeing something or catching a glimpse of, even if it's just like it's out of the corner of your eye, that's a sign that you're already getting something. See, while we'd all like, well, I don't know about you guys, I used to like all kinds of things that I won't go into when I was a teenager. I loved really wild, blow your mind, big experiences. And for whatever reason, I'm in this understanding, I've never had one of those. I call them Hollywood insights. The Hollywood insight is like your room lights up, and it's like the weight of the world is lifted from your shoulders, and suddenly everyone's like, wow, you're totally different today, and it stays, and that sort of thing. And some people get those. Some people get those. I've never got one of those. I get little kind of drip feed, incremental insights. And sometimes they're not even that comfortable. They're kind of like, oh, ooh, ah. I could sometimes call them Brazilian insights because they're not like Hollywood insights. But here's the interesting thing, Hollywood insight, they've always just been like, oh, 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 ooh. And yet, over the last 6 years, 7 years, how long it's been, my life has been profoundly transformed. And so I really want you to hear that, because the fact that you can hear my voice, the fact that you're sitting here with us tonight, means that there's something in this that resonates for you, that resonates with, is that this can work for you. So what I want you to take from this, even if you take nothing else, is that you have reason to be extremely hopeful. You have reason to be hopeful. No matter what you've been up against, if you've been struggling, with relationships, or with work, or with business, or if you've been struggling with confidence, or with direction in life, or with health, no matter what you've been struggling with, you have reason to be hopeful. And if you haven't been struggling, if you're like, hey, Jimmy, I'm already doing great, I just want to take things to the next level, you have reason to be hopeful too, because the power in this is that it's something that's true for everyone. Now, I want to give you a metaphor for this. But before I do, I want to tell you about my third insight. So my first insight was everything you've been looking for outside yourself, you're going to find it with where to look. Once you know what's been getting in the way, once you understand it. The second insight I had was the fact that you can even see or hear means you already have this. You have that source of clarity, that source of well-being, that source of peace and wisdom and creativity and security already there within you. It's already there within you. My third insight, which hit me like a ton of bricks, and it was another one where I went to bed not knowing this, and I woke up knowing it like I know my own name, was, oh, this is the future of psychology, because it's already true. I suddenly knew that this is not only the future of psychology, but the future of our species. I realized, you look at the stuff that's going on in the world, it's a crazy world. And even though our standard of living has gone through the roof over the last 30 or 40 years, but I mean, your standard of living today, everyone, think about it. I'm communicating with you from a coffee shop in London over live streaming video with Morton in, I don't know, Spain or Portugal or something, and Chris in Norway, and you wherever you are. Even the Queen of England couldn't do this 20 years ago. And 200 years ago, they didn't even have coffee shops. So our material standard of living has gone through the roof over the last 30, 40, 50 years. And yet, as a society, our psychological lifestyle has gone through the floor. It's collapsed. In the West, people are super likely to have, things like depression and anxiety and stress and work-related stress and stress-related illness and all that sort of crap. Not you guys, but so many people out there. Why? If our standard of living is so great, how come people's mental and emotional lifestyle isn't great either? Because that's what we want, isn't it? We want to have a great mental and emotional lifestyle. It's all good. I know people who are incredibly wealthy, who can go on holiday anywhere they want, anytime they want, who drive the most expensive cars, who have yachts, all that sort of thing. And they don't have the mental and emotional lifestyle to go with it. So they've got the material lifestyle, but they're not enjoying it. They're in crazy relationships where they're, or they're stressed out or they're freaked out. We have the material lifestyle, but we don't have the mental and emotional lifestyle. Now here's the amazing thing. As you start to get a better mental and emotional lifestyle, it becomes easier to create whatever the material lifestyle you want that goes along with it. Now, the funny thing is, the material lifestyle that you decide is good for you, is the right thing for you, once you've got your mental and emotional lifestyle sorted out, may be very, very different than what you thought you wanted or needed when you didn't have the mental and emotional lifestyle. So my life today is very different than I would have been. If you had said to me 7 years ago, what would an amazing life look like for you? I would have said one thing, but I look at my life now and it's very different. Like, for instance, If you'd have asked me 7 years ago, I would be like, oh, I eat out every night, and I this and I that and the other. These days, I love cooking for myself. I love eating. I have really healthy organic food that I eat, and that's what I love to eat, and I love cooking it for myself. One of my favorite things to do is go to the gym and lift really heavy weight. I really love that. I do it every day. You could have got me to the gym 7 years ago without having like a very big reward for me if I went, or unless I was really scared and you made me go because I was scared about my health. These days I love doing it, but I would never have known that 7 years ago because my mental and emotional lifestyle was so messed up. So why was my mental and emotional lifestyle messed up? Because I had a fundamental misunderstanding about where my You'll remember at the beginning of the call I said there's two things I want you to get from this. The first is that you've evolved for success on this planet. You've evolved. You're built to thrive on planet Earth. You're built for this place. You've evolved from a long line of people, all of whom lived to breeding age and managed to hook up with someone before they popped their clogs. And you've evolved from that. You are the spearhead of your family line, and your family line goes back hundreds of thousands of years. And you are think of a Microsoft or a Apple piece of software or an app that goes live, and it's been through thousands of iterations to get it to the level it's at. It's like this, the computer you're watching this on, or the phone you're watching it on, has been through hundreds or even thousands of iterations to get to the level it's at. But you've been through hundreds of thousands of iterations, so you're way better adapted to life on this planet than your phone is to you. You're way better built for it than anything man-made. You're massively evolved for success on this planet. So that's the first thing I want you to know. You are built for success. The second thing I want you to know is life only works one way. Our experience of life only works one way, inside out. Your experience is created from the inside out. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. I saw this amazing TED Talk by a guy called Donald Hoffman the other day. And what he said is, something I've been saying for years, is that our experience of the world, of the things we see, and the future and the past and all that, is being generated from within like a whole. So how you want to think of that is like your experience of the world is like an interface. So you don't experience the world directly, you experience the interface. Like, the desktop on your computer is an interface. Well, your perceptual experience is an interface. This is how you interface with the deeper reality of life. Now, that interface is being generated from within you. And here's where it gets cool. It's being generated from within you, and you're the one who's watching it. So your ability to look at the interface, like look around your room or wherever you're watching this, everything you can see and hear and feel is being generated from within you. It's not even the stuff, even what you can see, like me over here, that's being generated from within you as well. That's the interface. That's the interface right there. Hold up your hand. You're looking at the interface, an interface to a deeper reality. Now, the one that's watching it, that's you as well. And that's being generated from deep within you as well, your consciousness. So it's like not only is the interface generated from within your computer, but your ability to see the interface is being generated from deep within you as well. And then the power source that's running the whole thing, that's being generated from deep within you as well. Because who you really are is everything that you've been searching for until now. I often say everyone is up against the same misunderstanding where We're confused about what it is we really want. We think we want a relationship or a job or money. We think we want travel or friends or adventure. We think we want awards or status or fame. But what we're all really looking for is to find our way home to who we really are. And who you really are is the one that's watching this. Like, who you really are. I'm not talking about your body. I'm not talking about your personality. I'm talking your essence. I'm talking deep within your soul. Because that's who's creating all of this. And as you start to wake up to who you really are, you'll realize that who you really are isn't of this world, isn't of the interface. Who you really are is the one that's creating the interface. Who you really are is the one who's creating this experience of reality. And because who you really are isn't of this experience of reality, who you really are is the one that's creating this experience of reality. Who you really are can't be damaged by anything in this experience of reality. Can't be hurt by anything. Can't be helped in this experience of reality. You don't need anything. Because you are such what you think you are. So I guess that someone, I think it may have been Terry, said, I get this intellectually. And I understand, you know, that's why one of my favorite things to do is to run workshops with groups. Because I find that there's something that happens when I get with a group of people who are all looking in this direction. And you'll find this yourself when you're sitting in a group of people who are all looking in this direction. A deeper and deeper level, you know, you get, here's what it's like. So you get to the workshop or the event, and for the first few minutes you're kind of thinking about your journey there and that sort of thing, and saying hi to people and connecting with people, and then I'll get kind of fired up and I'll start talking and ask questions and that sort of thing. And you're just kind of getting into the room, and then after a bit, you start to relax and you start to connect and you start to fall into that feeling. And one of the things that I do with the group is do bits of one-to-one work with people in front of the group and that sort of thing. And slowly, you'll look around and you'll see one by one people start going pop. Some people go and some people go pop late in the morning, and some people go pop after lunch. And you might be one of the people who goes pop right away, or you might be one of the people who goes pop on the second day. You may have heard me say before, I have a no one gets left behind policy. Absolutely relentless. Sure that you get what you've come for, because people, if it doesn't work for me, what if it's my taste, what if it's not like that? But works for everybody. Gravity works the same way for a physicist as it does for a barista. It's the same way for a baby as it does for an adult. The word gravity is the same for everyone, regardless of what your childhood was like or what your hair color is or any of that. Gravity is completely impersonal. Works the same way for everybody. That's how it is. Well, it's the same with the principles behind clarity. They work the same way for everybody. And as you start to see more deeply how these principles are already at life, it's something in your life for you to uncover and discover. So that I can promise you, if you keep looking in this direction, if you commit to looking in this direction, and my personal thing is I love hanging around with people who are looking in this direction. So when I first had that insight that this is the future of humanity and the future of psychology, I got on the phone to Nikki, who runs my business. I said, Nikki, we're getting out of the NLP business. We're going in a new direction. These are the principles behind psychology. So I knew the first thing I had to do is, like, no one I knew was even exploring this. So I said, okay, you need to surround yourself with people who are looking in this direction. So I started creating programs and that sort of thing so we could all get in the conversation and stay in the conversation. So I encourage you to do that. Do whatever you need to do to get in this conversation and stay in the conversation, to surround yourself with people who are looking in this direction and learn from the best people you can find. Now, I know we're just coming up to on the hour, and I want to respect people's time availability. We've got a workshop coming up in a couple of weeks in Oslo. You can find all the details at, I need to get the link. The link is you can find all the details at clarity.mortenhake.com/Jamie Smart. I believe that's correct. Guys, can you correct it if I've given them the wrong link? And the other thing is the price is going up at midnight tonight. So I really encourage you to go and check out the page there. Guys, if you can share the link with people, that would be great. Check out the page there. I would love to meet you if you want to come to this workshop in Oslo. I'd love to connect with you in person there, to share the principles behind clarity without background music, but with a deep connection and a commitment to your own clarity and security and well-being. So you'll get the link in a second, guys, if you haven't already got it. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'm guessing we'll see if we can do another call before the weekend as well. So thanks for your attention, and I look forward to meeting you in person. See you soon. Oh yeah, the price goes up at midnight tonight. See you soon.
Yeah, all right. That was heavy shit, to be honest. Yeah. Morten is gonna unmute himself soon. Very soon. If someone will write in the chat that Morten should unmute himself. Yeah, are we done or we're still live? I think maybe.
How about now?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just deep on you. I'm not sure.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. Now I can hear you. Yeah.
Alright. my Mac was like, Google Hangouts is problem. Either kill the site or wait for it to respond again. So I was just starting sweating again.
Yeah,
Oh my
but
god, that was awesome. That
Yeah.
was awesome. He just popped in, popped out, and just dominated it. That was awesome.
yeah,
Wow. Wow. All right.
that was-
So, yeah, I want to respect people's time as well. We have a early bird offer for the workshop that is the 25th and 26th of July now in a couple of weeks. And the early bird offer goes out at midnight. Um, and also, we were thinking about we have an extra offer would be, or we have it should, if the technical aspect is working okay, there should be an offer on in the chat now. Can you guys see that? Or because
yeah.
if so, the people who wants to join and sign up within the next.
It is at least clarity.mortenhake.com.
And is it? I thought no. It's
Oh, no, maybe I don't know.
I'm confused now. It's mortenhake.com/Jamie Smart. Yeah,
Oh,
that's the site. And if you sign up within the next 40 minutes and 45 seconds, 4, 3, then you also get a session with you and me, Chris. I haven't told you yet, but that was the idea, and it was just in the back of my head. So
yeah, of course. And I
So
also
we
want, if we still have our apartment, yeah, we're gonna have our apartment. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have an apartment in Oslo, and if you want to come, you can contact us, and we can also arrange for someone sleeping. About just making our apartment like a big, just like a big, like everybody that wants to sleep in our apartment for that weekend and want to stay those days can stay there, and then it's just gonna make it into like something very nice. I don't know.
yeah.
So that's how many days? Like 3. Yeah, today is the second, so it's
Saturday and Sunday, and then we'll have like a meetup on Friday before, and anyone uh, who's doing this, will be in the conversation with you guys up until the webinar. So feel free to like reach out to us, and yeah. Thank you so much for showing up, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. I don't know if there's any more practical information. If not, then get your ass over to mortenhake.com/Jamie Smart. Read through the site, check out the videos, and yeah, we'll see you in late July.
yeah. And also everybody that sign up for Jimmy Smart gets 2 months free trust box.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We have a webinar 2 times a month, and also in the membership area we give away videos. We have a private Facebook group which we talk about this stuff. We have it's a membership for people that wants to involve and stay in this conversation. So
Yeah.
free of that when you try when you sign for James Moore.
Yeah, you were Stephen Hawkinsing here, so I'm gonna repeat that. So for everyone who joins this, they also get a 2-month access to the Trustbox membership site, which is a membership site where a community of people pointing in this direction, where we just like you just said, we have our videos, we do a webinar every other week. We put out goodies and recordings from here and there and writings, and constantly updating and being in that conversation and listening into you guys and all that. So, yeah.
Yeah, actually, you should have been to last webinar more than yesterday.
Say it again?
Today we had a webinar there, and so we had it with the owner. Like he's also talking about this stuff, so he decided he wanted to join us. And then we had the very first Trustbox member, Jan. He was also the entire time. And we had this very good talk, and so Trustbox is getting better and better, and and
That's amazing. Our first member, his name is Jan, and he's becoming a clarity coach, and like it's so amazing to watch and see this unfold, and like just like whatever is behind the next corner is just I'm surprised, pleasantly surprised, unexpectedly expected every day now, and it's amazing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So final notice: there is 36 minutes left for the special bonus for those of you also getting a session with me and Chris, and then for everyone else, the offer goes out at midnight, and you're getting 2 months of Trustbox. You're getting and the weekend obviously, and if you need a place to stay or need help with the logistics, feel free to contact us. I don't know if there's any. Yeah, that's what I got for now.
So, just reading through our comments. Anders says, "What's up, Morten and Chris? Sending you lots of support and positivity. This will work."
Uh,
Thanks. Who,
Thank
Anders?
you.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah. Yeah, people are so positive in here. Terry's saying it happens, it can be frustrating, but we will overcome the
Yeah,
issues. Go with your instinct. That's awesome. Yeah, yeah.
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 It's breaking up here and it's getting computer's getting hot and stuff. But yeah, so whoever wants to, uh, like, I'll just stay on because
Why not?
I like it.
Yeah. Tror ikke Morten har ut. Jeg sa Jeg tror kanskje Morten datt ut nå. Frøs. Ja. All right, so Ove Borsen saying, I've been hyped about our Eastern Europe Interrail trip now on my vacation, and now I see this clarity workshop. Dilemma time, by the way. Says, yeah.
Dilemma time. But well, you're gonna know when you know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Are, for the compliments, and thank you for attending, and thank you for like the what's it called, encouragement. Thank you so much, and thank you, Andy. Thank you, Leona. Thank you, all of you guys. I don't know if you can hear me, but yeah.
Yeah, they can. Or not anymore, but you know. Nå tror jeg det datt ut.
Okay, so my computer vividly told me that it said you I don't know. Yeah, this is still live, and the computer says it's too hot and it shut down Hangout. So, which means that I'll hang up now. I'll end the broadcast. Thank you guys so much for this, and please head over to mortenhockey.com/JamieSmart and read and watch uh, what's on that site, and it'll give you a clearer picture of what you can expect from the workshop. Love you.